In this video, I'm going to talk about a function in C. So function is the time when we want to use the code for multiple times. We want to put them together, and we can call it later on, use it more than once. So let's say there's some functions that are predefined in the library, and we can also write our own function. Now let's write the program to see how we create function, call the function. So let's just write the main function here. That's main function. So first let's look at the built-in function or the predefined function in the standard library. So let's say we already use printf. Printf is kind of the function already defined. So we don't have to do anything about this. We just need to call it. This is how we call the function. So we have the function name and then the parameters inside the bracket here. That's how we call the function. And this is a predefined here. Called the library function. And there are many other functions we can do, as we see our math functions, like setting for how we round the number. So that's a CIL and a floor. If we call it, let's say we define float number, or we can just print out the result. Say %d. And so I do CIL. So when we type the CIL, it declared in the header math.h. So we gotta include that header file. Include math.h. When we include this header file, we can use this function because it's already defined in that header file, and it's predefined in this header file and the source file. Setting that's parameter here. If it has anything, I put 3.2 here, and let's do another one at 3.5 or 3.6. And it also has a floor function here that's due for 3.2 and for 3.6. Now let's check the results here. Okay, if we run it, we can see the result. See the all zeros. So %d. Do slash in, and put a slash in here. So the all zero right now. Let's put %f here. Let's see the result. Now it's a 4.0, 4.0, 3.0, 3.0. So setting is upward. Closest close number. And floor is the downward close number. When we round the number, get rid of the decimals. So if we do the 0.0, 0.0f, 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 and the 0.0f here. Try it again. So now we'll get rid of the decimal numbers. So round the number to integer. So these are the functions already defined in the system library. What if we want to create our own function? How we define the function? So let's say we want to add 3 numbers and return the result. So first we write the return type and then the function name, add 3 numbers. Add 3 numbers. Let's say we want to add 3 integers in A, put 3 parameters here as a parameter list, and put bracket there. These are statements that define the function. So we want to return the result for the sum of the 3 numbers, which is this is the return value. If we want to return something, if we just do something without a return value, we just kind of leave it. We don't write this return statement. But here we want return value so we can use it later. So this is the structure of the function: return type, return value type, then function name, then the parameter list, and followed by the bracket. These are statements I define the function. So this is how we define the function, and if we want to call that function, we got put parameters there. So let's say we want to call the function, just write down the name and put a bracket, put the parameter inside. Just name and put bracket there. These are parameters. So let's say if we want to add 1, 2, 3, we just add 1, 2, 3, then after that we can print out the result. So let's say percentage %d slash n, comma. Let's put the variable here in sum equals that. Now we can just put sum here. So we can comment this out. So we use sum to store the sum of these 3 numbers. Then after that, we can print them out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 6. And if we want to add another number, we can just print out that result here. Instead of use sum, we can do add 3 numbers. I just change the number like 3, 5, 6. We want to add 3, 5, 6. Just pass the parameters here. So that will be 14. And if we want to use that again, do printf again, and we change that parameters here. So percentage %d, and we want to add let's say 100 plus 322 and plus 3. Just print out the result here. That's how we reuse this chunk of code. This is just a simple example. If we later on, if we write down a very complex code, we have like say couple hundred lines of code we want to reuse later, we can just group them together. Instead, we'll keep writing the same code over and over again. That's how we use a function. So here it has return value type, function name, and the parameter list. And we can define the function that same name as 3 number. Let's say we want S3 float number as 3 numbers again, and they have different parameter here. If we want to add 2, I say threefold number, we can just return a plus b plus c again. But here we got put three full number here. Let's see if we can, before we define that, let's see if we can use int. If we pass the flow number, let's see what it will give us. Let's say 100.0 3.2.6, 3.5, or 3.6. Let's see if it will give us the correct result. So it will give us the float, the still integer. Let's change this to float. So it's all zero. So it cannot do the addition here. Now let's change the function parameter list to float. See if we can do the addition here. So same number, different parameter type, float. Now let's see if we will call the, so we pass the float here, ABC. So we get result, we get error here. So we cannot, there's a conflict type of the add three parameters. So we cannot do it this way. We have to change the name. Let's leave this one as three numbers. We can change this one to add a float. And we call it just add a float here. Now let's run again. So still all zeros here. Oh, the return value type here, we got return a float here. So now we get the result. Oh, let's put it back and see if it works when we have the same function name here. No, the return value type will be different, so we cannot do that. I just leave it a float there, so we add three numbers here. If we want add two, we can just do the same, add float. So the return value type will be float, and we can still call it as three, but we put two parameters here. Let's see if we call the function here. So return the a plus b. But here this time we only want to put two parameters. See if it will call that function for us. Add float. Add three, we pass two. Add two. We do that, so we get error here. Create global function add float. So that'll be add float here. So there is still the conflict type for add float. We have add float, we have three parameters and we have two parameters, so we cannot do that. So here we have add float have three parameters, this one have two parameters. When we run that, we get error here. So it's better to put them the same name of the function. That's kind of called overload. But in C, we cannot do overload function. We have to change the function name here. C doesn't support overload, but in other programming language, they might support overload. They have the same name but different return type and parameter list. So here we have to change that to add float to different function name. Let's run it again. So we get the result here. So that's a big difference, C from other programming languages. Other programming language you can do overload. You have same function name and different parameters, return value. But in C, you cannot do that. You have to change the function name to a different one. Cannot have the same function name. So this is a very basic about a function, how you define a function, how you use a function, and why do you want to use a function? You want to use the chunk of the code multiple times over and over again to simplify the program. This is everything for today's video. Thank you for watching.